By the end of this video, I am going to be able to show you guys how payments and accreditation works for student housing. We've been talking about this. This is a 3-part video that I have done, and this is the final one. And we are going to be looking at if you are being accredited. We've always heard people saying, hey, you can get paid 4,500 a bed. And is it true? I've never seen it. I am in the real estate space. I do student accommodation. It's not the only thing that I do, and I've been in the game of rental for a very long time. So how do you actually get paid this 4,500? Oh, TJ, you just need to be NSFAS accredited. Really? By the end of this video, I will be able to share with you the effects, what really happens in the background for you to be able to get the exact amount of money that you're going to be getting per each university, per bed, and how the accreditation works, the background of it, and also over and above that, what I think is very important is how best can we follow the money so that we can get paid the most payment, right? So how best can we get paid the most payment? Right. I did say that this is a 3-part video, so some of the other videos you can refer to them. I think you'll be able to see them somewhere here. You'll be able to check them out. And basically you can follow. Video number 1, I did speak about requirements and costs for you to get paid. For you to be getting paid this 4,500 that they speak about, right? If you're being accredited by a university, there is requirements. And I gave you guys the requirements, and basically it was a verbatim from one of the universities that I've been serving. We're close to now around about 400 students on that particular university. And the reason why I do not mention the name of a university is because I do not want you to come here and be spoon-fed and to say, TJ, help me with this information. That's not the idea of our channel. The idea of our channel is that for every parent, you need to do some work, understand your clientele, understand your business, get some information here, which is a framework, but also be specific in your clientele and be specific with whoever your service providers is so that you can understand them. And for that reason, you can have a business. So if you're joining for the first time, my name is TJ. It's great having you here, and we are always doing this. This is actually a replay that we're doing. I was doing live every Wednesday. We do a live, but otherwise, when we was live on that particular day, which was Wednesday, a day ago, our sound just went terrible. We don't know whether it was the internet, whether it was but whatever it was, we were not able to communicate with everybody. So let's jump on to talk about it. We said the video number 1 was all about requirements. Video number 2 was the accreditation, right? And what happens if you don't get accredited. I'll touch on a little bit on it today. And then also, can you get blacklisted? And the answer is yes, you can get blacklisted, right? And we also spoke about how best you can get unblacklisted. Does it make sense? Right. I hope it does. Follow the previous video for you to jump into that. So in today's video now, we are now jumping onto the payments and the accreditation itself. Like every day, I will go through to a specific university, and within that specific university, I aim to give you what I call the real truth, not bright conversation, not people that are wanting to be. I give you exactly what I am doing also, because remember, I also invest in property investments, right? And remember also, I'm also in the student accommodation business. So for this reason, my friends, I want to be able to give you the very truth as close to the bone, so that you don't get confused. And we're talking about hearsays, but this is, I'm actually reading a document as I speak right now, and this document is a guiding line from this particular university. So let's jump on to talk about accreditation itself. What does it mean? Every university will give you their requirements. Within these requirements, basically what they will do is they'll say, these are the things that we need you to have. And if you are to have all of these things on your property, It basically means that you do qualify to be accredited by the university. There is a body at the university represented maybe by one person, and then there's a couple of other people in the background that will do the vetting. So you are speaking to a person, and they'll tell you a yes or no. There's a person who will come out to vet your property to see that these requirements are put in place. There is a whole lot of documentation that they also give you, and this documentation needs to be followed. So if you're one of those people that are saying, well, how do I do it? Just follow the documentation. The documentation will be able to give you the guideline. Where do you get the documentation? At the university that you are wanting to serve. Right. Okay, good stuff. Now, accreditation, the minimum requirement here on the at this particular universities that we are talking about, it's saying that once you meet the minimum requirements, you will be granted accreditation, and it's going to be valid for 1 year. Yep, my friends, 1 year. So you are accredited for 1 year, which basically now means that next year you need to be re-accredited again. So the last time I was with my banker, the banker asked me, TJ, this is actually a new bank that I was pitching student accommodation to, and they said to me, where's your 3 year to 5 years contract? And I said, I've never seen a contract like that. I save, yep. So I provide accommodation to around about three big universities. And I've never seen this accreditation of 3 to 5 years. But anyways, maybe some of you have received this. Let me know in the comments if you have ever seen any of these 3 to 5 years student accommodation. And but I think maybe back in the days they used to have it. I don't know. But anyways, let's go on. We are talking about how best now do you get paid, and how much would you get paid versus your accreditation. We have seen some people saying that you should be getting paid 4,500, and we have seen some other universities that don't even pay close to 4,000 rand. So how come? That's what we are discussing here today. So, I did mention that I am reading a document today. So as I go on, accreditation, we said it is valid for 1 year. If you are blacklisted, what does that mean? If blacklisted, you may apply, which means that you may not apply within the next 2 to 5 years. What are the reasons for you to be blacklisted? So being blacklisted, right, what does that mean? Blacklisted just basically means that you may only apply to this specific university after around about 2 to 5 years, depending on the severity of your case. They speak about fraud, they speak about corruption. Jump to the specific university that you are serving. Understand why they would blacklist you. And for that reason, we can be able to rectify it. What if you are not accredited? So you've put in your accreditation and bingo, they don't say yes. What is the recourse? In this particular university that I'm talking about, they are actually saying that if you've been denied, you can appeal. So you can say that, why have I been declined for the accreditation? And then they'll give you the reasons. Can you rectify those things? If you can, then within the next 5 days, there's a committee. Within this committee, they'll look at it, and then bingo, they will come out and double check. However, the committee also can hold its no for whatever reason that there is to you. So double check the university that you're serving to see what is the process. Now you can see a lot of people, I think, they come to real estate and they don't understand that in real estate there's lots of documentation that you need to do. The majority of it is about reading, right? So are you reading your documentation? Because the money is in the documentations that you need to read. All right, I'm going ahead here. Now the next topic that I want us to speak about here is that, remember, we're still talking about why the universities, some universities will pay a high amount and why some other universities will pay a less amount. So our departure point is that you've been accredited, But then how come other universities will pay less? And how come some students will pay less? That's what we are talking about here. Now, before I jump on to the actual payments of it, I want to give you a very important thingy. And I think this is one of the reasons why I am in student accommodation. And I do think that if you get to understand this, you are also going to fall in love with student accommodation. So student accommodation, universities pay at different times. Each university has its own payment intervals. It is important that you understand these payment intervals. So for instance, as an example, this university that I am pushing students to and I'm saving them, they pay 4 times in a year. Yes, my friends, they pay 4 times in a year. What do I mean by that? Well, at the tail end of each year, they will send out a letter, and within this letter, it will talk about the payment schedule for the next year. So, for instance, I've already received the payments for next year, payment dates. So now, within this documentation, they are saying our payment interval, this is a blanket that they're giving, is that payment number 1 will be in March, right? And in March, if it is payment number 1, which basically means that it's 20%. 20% of the annual rental. Then thereafter in April, they do 30%. Whoa, which basically means that we actually now have 50% of the total rental income, but the year is not even 50%, because now you're in April, isn't it? What's 50% of the year? June, July. But hold on, in July they pay you another 30% of the annual rental income, which basically means that, my friends, now you have 80% of your rental income by July. But here's a lot of people where they get it wrong. September, they do another payment, which basically now means the final payment. But hey, what do you all do? You take the money, you go and pooza. You take the money, I don't know what you go and do. And for that reason now, you can get stuck within October, November, December, January, February. But if you get stuck, let me know. I'll come and buy your property. Right. I want to go in to talk about now, why would a university pay differently? At this university, these are students that are accredited. And they specifically say, they have 4 accredited categories. Category 1, 2, 3, and 4. In category 1, they are saying that if you meet the minimum requirement, like it's a very bare minimum, like kind of like providing a bed and that's it. They're saying for a single, they're going to give you 31,200 for the year. In category 2, they're going to give you 36,300 for the year. Again, you're seeing that they are following a set criteria. The criteria is what we spoke about right at the beginning, my first video. Category number 3 is they are going to pay you 41,200. Category number 4, they are going to pay you 45,000. Halala! Now we are getting into our 45,000. But hold on. If you are sharing, they are going to give you category number 1, 28,700. Category number 2, 33,400. So it goes. But my friends, hold on. There is what they call a facilities fees. Each university, they're different. Some universities call it a facilities fee, administration fee. It differs. But the bottom line is that this I have seen between the universities that I've been working with, anything between a 2% all the way to 5%, you need to check for your university. Over and above that, I have also seen that not all universities will pay you 4 times in a year. Some universities pay you twice, July and November. Some universities pay you from March and then thereafter every month. So which one will pay out the most? They will pay out the most based on these requirements that we spoke about. So follow the money and get paid the most out of it. If you got a university that's not paying, go to the ones that are paying. Save them. Oh, TJ is not in my town. I invest in all areas that I'm not even living in. So I'm hoping that this video has been great to you. Hit the subscribe button if the information has been helpful, and let's have a conversation a little bit more around this if this is the information that you're looking for. But from me, I will see you on the next video. It is I, TJ. Don't forget to watch the other videos that are coming through from the TJ tribe to give you the information to build your business. It is I, TJ. Check you later. Goodbye on the next video.